What are some little-known relationship green flags? I feel like there's a lot of detailed examples that largely boil down to two things: empathy and emotional maturity. Being able to emotionally connect even after an argument or during. I have friends that love having intellectual battles between themselves. It's how they connect to each other and express their love. I can relate to this. I enjoy having intellectual arguments. Would you say you love being mentally challenged? Holy shit. The ability to coexist in very companionable silence. A friend of mine once said, "When silence is not cringe, the friendship is real." My dad always told me all I needed to do to make friends was to be okay at talking, good at listening, and excellent at shutting the fuck up. Honesty, genuine interest in each other's hobbies. Don't have to do them, but at least support it. Strong communication. You feel like you're hanging out with your best friend, except you want to smash. Bold of you to assume I don't want to smash my best friend. Smashing the homies ain't gay if you are wearing socks. You don't feel like they are playing games. Communication is direct and you don't feel too nervous about what you should or shouldn't do or say. And you're not worried about what they do or don't do or say. Some butterflies is normal. Of course. Edit. To clarify, my point here is it's possible to meet someone who, right from the beginning, you're not overly concerned about your interactions. You don't have to think too much about what to text them or when. Same with calls. They don't leave you wondering about when they will respond to you and what delaying means. They don't say or do cryptic things that you have to go home and call in a panel of friends to analyze. This not to say that, in the beginning, you shouldn't take care to be on your better behavior and not to overshare. This is not game playing. It's being considerate. Cheesy but true. Communication in a relationship is like cell phone service. Lose it, and you start playing games, or searching for a better provider. I drink a lot of water and sometimes my BF would stay until late and I would fall asleep. Before leaving, he always made sure I had a glass full of water on my nightstand in case I woke up thirsty. It's always the small details. Edit. I drink a healthy amount of water. Thank you for your concern, lol. My boyfriend does this too. I'm never without a water glass. If he walks by and it isn't full, he fills it up. I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you're dating a server. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. No matter how angry you are at one another, you will still go out of your way or they go out of their way to help. I'll be wicked pissed, but I'll angrily make my wife her favorite dinner even though I don't want to eat. No matter how angry we're at one another, usually only last a short period of time. We will never sabotage or try to teach them a lesson. Many times, it ends up being both apologizing to one another. Arguing and getting angry is just part of a relationship and unavoidable. It is how you deal with it that sets it apart from a healthy relationship versus a bad one. Edit. Thanks for the reward thingies. There is never any harm telling someone you love them. I remember the time I was pissed at my so and then she accidentally spilled some sauce on her lap, and I angrily helped her clean it up with my hanky. Listening to you and remembering the things you said. Back when me and my boyfriend started dating, he'd sometimes bring up things that I've said before. My favorite foods, candies, etc. Made me super happy and could tell he genuinely cared. I'm so bad at remembering details like this. I've started to record them in my phone for friends and partners and it enables me to be so much more thoughtful. E.g., a friend of mine mentioned that two of her favorite desserts were cannoli and cake. So for her birthday I made her a cannoli cake. She was so touched and didn't remember saying it, so it came across as very insightful, haha. ETA. I'm so glad that my most upvoted comment is about my most fiercely kept secret in my friendships. Haha, hopefully it helps all of you out. When your so takes criticism from you seriously without immediately trying to turn it back on you. If the converse is also true, you two stand a great chance of going the distance. I think it's important to realize that this is where you can be out the gate. Or it's somewhere you can get to. My wife reacts very poorly to criticism. Not because she can't stand to have flaws in her behavior pointed out, but because she feels that when I criticize her actions, I'm telling her that she's garbage, and in a day or two I'll be telling her to move out. That's a direct effect of her upbringing. And what's important is that she recognizes the issue for what it is, and we talk about it. It's made us so much better. Active listening. Not just being there while you talk. Accurately giving opinions, advice if asked for, and generally caring for the conversion. Bonus. Active listening during an argument. Not trying to win, but trying to resolve the problem, monsieur. Edit. Grammar. This is super important, but also the polar opposite is important. Being able to comfortably sit together in complete silence for prolonged periods is a good green flag. Non-sexual compliments. You taste good. You smell different when you're awake. Not really sure if this counts because we're not in a relationship. But last fall semester, my friend asked if I could help her with something. I hadn't seen her in a while, and while I was talking to her she said, "You got new glasses?" I said yes. They really suit you. It honestly made my day. Compliments really go a long way. Friendships are relationships too. Being able to have healthy conflict without fear that conflict will cause the end of the relationship. It's green flag, and a relief, to have natural disagreements and communication about those disagreements without constant fear that someone's going to hit the nuclear option. Edit. Also, doctoring my coffee and bringing it to me in bed was a smaller green flag. Edit 2. Doctoring meaning putting cream and sugar in. And thank you for the awards and gold, Reddit friends. Underrated comment. Also, no matter how pissed off you are at you're still supporting, respectful, and considerate of one another. Edit. For clarification, EO equals each other. And thanks for the gold, fellow Redditor. Laughter. And also, I've been with my partner for 40 years this month, and I still smile when I see him across a room, monsieur. He still makes me laugh and my heart soars when I think of hi monsieur. Awesome. And congratulations to you both. Been with my wife almost 10 years now, and she always tells me how she loves that I make her laugh at least once every day. I hope she still says the same thing 30 years from now. Your partner does things for you without asking and remembers little details. For example, I like eating with a fruit fork, the smaller version of the dinner fork. I actually googled that since our family calls them the little forks, lol. Anyway, my partner remembers this and will grab it for me when we're dishing up food. Another good one is they make you feel appreciated. Edit.
It may be a cake fork or salad fork.
OMG, same here. My fiancé always grabs me the little forks, or as I like to call them, normal forks. She prefers the monster forks. Regardless, it's such a simple, nothing gesture that shows she's listening and she cares. Marrying that wonderful person this Saturday. Edit. Been working all day and just checked in. Thank you all for the well wishes. We are super excited. Not the wedding we had envisioned when we got engaged, but it's going to be perfect. If it's a chore you both hate, you do it together. My late husband and I both hated folding laundry, but it had to be done, so we always did it together. Made the chore less of a pain. My dad did that with us growing up. Anytime he needed to run errands or do housework, he would ask me or my brother to keep him company and talk to hi monsieur. He said that made it was less about being bored and annoyed by doing chores and more happy hanging out and bonding time with his kids. It was always fun too. He genuinely did like spending time with us and joking around. We were never super close because he was pretty strict, but I always liked that quality time with hi monsieur. It's a pretty convoluted story, but I was dating a guy. Had to drive his car to get him from a situation, and wrecked his car due to mechanical failure, and called my mama to come get me so we could go get hi monsieur. Rescued. Hi monsieur, then had to tell him I'd wrecked his car. His first question, "Are you okay?" Quote, "My mom overheard. That one's a keeper. I've told this story before. But a week or two into dating my boyfriend, I was driving to work and one of the wheels fell off my car on the highway. I pulled over to the side of the road and called my boss and a tow truck. And then texted my new beau just for comfort. He asked where on the highway I was and said he'd be right there. Without hesitating, when he showed up and ran across the busy highway and scooped me up into a hug, I felt so loved and safe and thought, oh shit, this could be the one. They trust you to stay at their apartment alone. Yeah, I thought I was the only one. The first time my partner said I could stay at his place in the morning to sleep and when he ran errands made me feel so good. When they do this, you gotta promptly steal everything they own. The real LPT is always in the comments. You recommend them a book or movie and they actually take the time to check it out. God. Once I dated a guy who would lie about watching things I recommended. I didn't figure it out at first. But when he told me that, I felt so heartbroken. Why? Yeah, I just broke up with a person who would sometimes tell me, yeah, I lied about that just to shut you up when I would bring up a situation or something. What a jerk. If she shows equal interest in hanging out with you, if it feels like you're dragging them into going on a date, they're really not into you, no matter what they may say. Besides, let's be honest, wouldn't you rather date someone who is as excited and interested in seeing you and you are in seeing them? Exactly this. I've instantly lost attraction to a few girls because they were just so fake in terms of interest. People can act all they want, but their interest in hanging out is a clear way to tell if they really care. You want your partner to be happy and not the other way around. Oftentimes people want to be in a relationship to solely make themselves happy. Edit. My point is different from making your partner happy and completely forgetting your own happiness. I heard somewhere that in a relationship it shouldn't be to make yourself happy, it should be to have someone that you can share that happiness with. Able to forgive mistakes. Early in our relationship, I accidentally backed my car into my fiancé's car while coming out of the driveway. I definitely did damage. I immediately started freaking out and crying, and he just calmly got out of his car, came up to mine and asked if I was okay. He got me to calm down and said it was fine, it was just an accident. He never made me feel bad about it. He called it our little bump to my friends to minimize my embarrassment. We laugh about it to this day. Side note, his dad, who works with cars, fixed his car for him at no cost. Edit. No, he did not have any way of knowing his dad could fix the car. His father is not a mechanic. His father knows a mechanic. His father didn't bring up fixing the car until several months later, when you never have to question their whereabouts and you get that safe feeling. A lot of couples I know have tracking devices on their phone. How TF do you live like that? Edit. I see a lot of replies saying they do it for safety, convenience, or whatever. But emo, at least one of the people in those relationships has control issues at the very least. I'd rather be alone at that point. Came home from working a 12-hour shift one night to a full dinner with my favorite dessert. Never had a girlfriend just decide to cook me a full meal for me to come home to like that. Genuine support in your life goals. Even if that means you two will have to go long distance for a while, or will have to have conflicting work schedule, or it will make your relationship harder in some way. If they love you and want you to be happy, they will be genuinely interested in what you want to do and will try to support you to do that in whatever way they can. They won't hold you back in any way. This is something me and my so have been facing something similar to this recently. He's just graduated and is looking for a job. As much as I want him to stay close by so we don't have to do long distance for any more time than we have to, I'm going home for the summer. But if he gets a job the other side of the country, I won't stop him, and as long as I'm around I'll help him pack up. When you're on a road trip and your partner feeds you fries and helps you drink your soda or whatever. I think that's such a nice simple gesture of kindness. Yes, and there are many responsibilities being the co-driver. Extra points. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.